Hello, everyone. Welcome to EduTechGyan YouTube channel. We are come back with the another video on the real-time scenario of Azure Data Factory. So today's topic is how to host the how to actually install the self-hosted integration runtime on-premise or we can say the on the private machine, so that we can share the SQL data or the file system with the Azure, so we can easily copy and move data from the private network to the Azure network. So this is what today we are going to do. So let's get started. Okay, first we are going go through with some definition and types of IR actually integration runtime. So actually, what are the integration runtimes? An integration runtime IR is the compute infrastructure used by Azure Data Factory to provide data integration capabilities such as data flow, data movement. It has access to resource in either public network or hybrid scenario like public-private network. Integration runtime are specified in each link service under connection. Yes, that's correct. If you can see below diagram, so you can find out the integration runtime at display. So by default, Azure Data Factory have one integration runtime, that is auto resolve integration runtime. So it is the default one. Why we need actually the integration runtime? Integration runtime, we need to execute the flow or do the operation of whatever the task we are doing on the ADF side. So integration runtime is basically a one machine or infrastructure machine. With the help of that, we can execute our task or flows, right? So for that we need to use, and that integration runtime have their infrastructure, like they are like the CPUs, we can say, right? The machines. Okay. So what are the types of actually integration runtimes? So integration runtimes are basically three types: Azure integration runtime, self-hosted integration runtime, and Azure SSIS integration runtime. Okay. So what is the first one? What is Azure integration runtime? Is managed by Microsoft. All the patching, scaling, and maintenance of the underlying infrastructure is taken care of. The IR can only access data, store, and services in the public network. So Azure Integration Runtime is a default it is already there in the Azure system. So you already see this one, right? The Auto Resolve Integration Runtime. So this is the default one. If you want to do some modification into these, so you need to create a new integration runtime, and that time you need to select the Azure Integration Runtime. Inside that you can do the customization. Okay. So with the help of this you can do this. And the second one is self-hosted integration runtime. We use this integration runtime to use infrastructure and hardware managed by you. So whatever the infrastructure and hardware we have, like on our local network. So suppose in premise we have some data servers like database, or we want to share our file system with the Azure network. So that time we use a self-hosted integration runtime. You will need to address all the patching, scaling, and maintenance. The IR can access resources in both public and private. Yes. So self-hosted integration runtime. So we use these. So wherever we use these, the machine, whatever machine or we have in our private network, that we need to be managed. All the things like their hardware. Okay, basically hardware maintenance and patching, scaling up, scaling down. What is the scaling up means, if it require more memory or RAM, so then that time we need to be maintain that things. Okay. Azure SSIS integration runtime are VM running the SSIS engine, which allow you to natively execute SSIS packages. They are managed by Microsoft. As a result, all the patching, scaling, and maintenance are taken care of. The IR can access resources in both public and private networks. Yes. So this is basically a VM virtual machines we are using. Okay, for the IR engine. So this is managed by the Microsoft. So we don't need to be care about it. We need to just share the resources with the public and private networks. Okay? So let's understand what is integration runtime scenario. How we can use this. So if you see the diagram, right, as per the screen. So this part is like the below part is on-premise part, right? Where we have a firewall. We need to install the self-hosted integration runtime at our own premise. and suppose we have a database, and suppose there is one more thing we have. Suppose we have a file system, right? So how can we share with this? So upper part is Azure. So if you can see the data factory, we have a database, like in the diagram also it is mentioned SSIS. How can we connect with the SSIS with the Azure? Okay, so all the things. So to connect between the Azure data factory and the on-premise, we use the self-hosted integration runtime. With the help of this, we can communicate with our database and our in-premise file systems. Okay, so let's go and practically see. So for today's video, what we are going to do, we are going to set up the self-hosted integration today, and in the next upcoming videos we are going to see how to share the SQL database with the Azure, or local SQL database with the Azure, and how can we exchange the file system with the Azure file storage. Okay, so let's go to the Azure portal first. So as you see, I'm already logged into the Azure portal and already opened the data factory, Azure data factory. So inside the Azure data factory, we need to go to the manage. Okay, let me open this place. We need to go to manage. Inside the manage, we have a integration runtime. Okay, so here if you can see, we have a by default integration runtime, right? This is a auto resolve integration runtime. Inside, if you click on it, so you can see this is the by default setting of this auto integration. This is the custom, and here we have a core count 4x4 driver cores we are using. So time to live is 0 minutes. If you want to set up do some customization and want to set up the time, okay, so for how much time it will be live once the runtime is started, so for how much time it will be live, so that you can do. So for that, what you need to do, you need to create a new integration runtime with the Azure, and in that case you can do this. But today's focus is on the self-hosted integration. So let's create one self-hosted integration. For that, we need to create on new. So here, if you see, we have options. Okay. So what our target is? Our target is self-hosted. So just click on this. Click continue. Inside these, so for Azure runtime, you need to select these. Okay. If you want to do some customization, like can see the auto resolve integration. So that time you need to use this Azure, but today we are going to use the self-hosted. You can use see the definition. Use this for running activity in on-premises and private network. Okay, so just select this one. And in the upcoming videos, we are also going to see this link self-hosted. What is link self-hosted? When you create one self-hosted integration, so we can link that existing self-hosted integration with the multiple Azure data factories. Okay, so we can see that as well. So now we need to select this, need to click continue. Here we need to give some name, like I'm giving on-premise integration runtime. So I have given this name. Now click on the create. Okay, so it is created. Okay, and it will generate two keys. We need a key, okay, to communicate. So here if you see, we have two options to do the setup. One is the express setup, like when you click on this, it will start the launch process, and it will start the execution and installation directly, and it will automatically integrate with the this Azure data factory. Okay, but what we are going to do the manual process, like manual setup. So once we click on this, so this will open like this kind of environment. Okay, so here what we need to do, we need to select your language and click on the download options. So once you click on the download options, you will see this kind of interface. Here you need to select your select any file based on your machine configuration. I have selected this one, and I already click on the download. So I already downloaded this file because I just want to save the time. So if you can see here, I have this file. Okay, I have already downloaded. So now what I'm going to do, let me click on that file and we can start the installation. So here if you see, installation is started. We need to select the language, click next. It is easy to install. There is nothing much actually in here. Just click next. Okay. need to click OK. Now the process is started, integration process. It will take some time to install. Meanwhile, we go back to this. So here we have a key. So this key actually, basically the key is the main key. With the help of this key, we need to put this key to this integration runtime actually, basically, and then this will work. Actually, it will communicate with the Azure network and the local system. Okay. Yes, I have started. Okay, yeah, installation is started. I think almost done. In background, it is doing some installation thing. Okay, it's installing. It takes time actually, so meantime we can understand this as well. So if you can see, once we click on this, it will show the nodes here. Actually, once the installation is done, we can see here nodes. Okay, we can see, we can set up the time zone as well based on the requirement. Okay, so current time zone is whatever of Indian time zone. We can see the shareable network. So when you do the installation, right, so we see one self-hosted integration, right, so that time we need to use this portion. Okay, so it's almost done. It's almost done. Yeah, so it's done actually, you can see. Okay, so now click on the finish and it will start launch actually. So it is installed. Okay, so if you can see here, this kind of a window will come once you install. Okay, now what we need to do here, if you see, welcome to the Microsoft Integration Runtime Configuration Manager. Before you start, register your integration runtime self-hosted node using a valid authentication key. So we need to pass this authentication key here, any one of the authentication key. And if you see here, you can see the one option here as well, like integration runtime. Okay, so this is not registered now because we need to register first. So let's click on this key. I need to copy this key, first key, and let's go to this here and we can put that key. Okay, so if you click on this is how the key will look like. Okay, if you click on the show key, and then if you have any proxy settings, so you can do with the help of this, and then you need to click on it. registered. So once you click on the registered, it will verify the key and then start the integration. So see, here we have your machine name, whatever your machine name is, okay, wherever you installing. Now we need to click on the this is the enable remote access to the intranet. This is the one of the setting. We'll talk about this in the later videos. Now we need to click. So once you click on that, it will start working, or it will start hosting the nodes and all the components related to this integration runtime. So once it will install, you can see that node is here in the node option. It will take some time to do the integration because it is installing all the components related to and as well as it will okay. So this is done. See, integration has been registered successfully. If you see node, you can associate up to 4 physical nodes with the self-hosted integration runtime. This enable high availability and scalability for the self-hosted integration runtime. So, and we recommend you set up at least 2 nodes for higher availability. What does it mean? Okay, so actually we can set up 4 physical nodes, means we can set up this integration runtime on the 4 machines. Okay, so why we need to do that? Actually, if suppose this machine is failed, so in that case what will happen, your Azure Data Factory will not work, right? In that case it will stop. So for safer side, or for the disaster side time recovery, or for the health, we can use 4 machine and install the self-hosted integration on that 4 machines, and we need to provide the authentication key, and it will all the node will be mapped there, and that all 4 node we can see inside this. So if suppose the one node is failed, so it will automatically use the another node, and the working will ongoing. It will not interrupt actually. And if all 4 machines are working simultaneously as well, so it will minimize the load of a Azure data. So this is how we can use. Okay, so this is how it will actually install. Now once you click on the launch manager, so you can see these options like self-hosted node is connected, like there is option of stop service, means this is online now. So let me minimize this and let me close this. What is happening here? Let me check again. Apply changes. Let me check first what is the issue is. Yeah, if you can see, it is hosted and started. So that issue is resolved because sometimes it will take 60 seconds to integrate. So what we need to do, I have done some background things, so sorry for that, I have not recorded. So we need to stop the service first, okay, then again we need to start, and then we need to refresh this data factory. Okay, so once you refresh it, so it will start working, because it will take 60 seconds actually in general to connect with this. This is the first time actually, that's why. So now if you can see, it is up and running. Okay, so once we click on this, so you can see the node as well here. If you can see here, it will showing my laptop. Okay, my laptop details, and it is connected. So now we can connect a multiple node, as I told you, right? So with that, when you connect to the multiple machines, you can see all the 3 machines name, this one and plus 3. So you can see that node here. So yeah, that's it. This is how we can set up the integration runtime for the on-premise. So in the next video, we can see how to use this self-integration in the self-hosted integration with the link service, like I told you. Like you can see that this is the name of this is the data factory name, right? Education. If suppose I have another data factory, like I have done this one as well. So you can see. So we are able to see integration runtime in this data factory. So if I open this one, the another data factory, so you cannot see this integration there. Okay, we cannot use this integration. See, sorry, here if you can see here inside this integration runtime, we can see only auto integration, right? So we want to use this existing integration runtime what we install on their local machine. So for that we need to use a link service. Like once we click here and go inside, right? So you know this is the link self-hosted. So with the help of this we can communicate multiple data factories. Okay? So that we will see in the next video. Okay, so yeah, that's it for the video. If you have any query and questions, you just post it on the videos. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Thank you for joining us on this educational and technological adventure at EduTechYan. We hope you enjoyed the content and gained valuable insights to help you on your learning journey. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell to stay updated with our latest uploads. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas for future videos, we'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Remember, knowledge is power, and with EduTechYan, you'll always be ahead in the game. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep embracing the wonders of education and technology. Stay curious.